your safe place because this tornado, this possible tornado on the ground, is heading your way. This is just west and southwest of Glenville, Mississippi, and if this stays on this same track, it's going to head into the Wallace community or very close to, and eventually into parts of northern Lafayette County as well. Again, tornado warning for this area of North Mississippi right now, and again, we are seeing signs from our radar that we are showing a possible tornado on the ground there in parts of northeastern Panola County. So let me zoom back out real quick and let's get a better view of all this. I want to show you the reflectivity and take some of this off so you can just kind of see. Again, this tornado warning is for portions of northeastern Panola County, and I'll circle just kind of the area. This is well south of Memphis. This is not, this is no impact on parts of West Tennessee. This is all North Mississippi right now. So it's this area that I'm circling right now. And I'm gonna take a look at our Oxford camera here real quick in just a second. I don't know if you guys can pull that up back there, but if you can, I'm gonna try to pull it up in here and see what we're seeing. Right now I'm seeing our other camera on that. So I'll go back to the radar real quick, but yes.
1,000 Mississippi Energy customers. Energy Mississippi customers, 1,000 in Panola County without power. And 1,035 customers in Tate County without power. Mississippi Energy updates. DeSoto County, more than 1,000 customers without power. Panola County, 1,000 customers. Tate County, more than 1,000 customers. So they are handling at least 3,000 customers without power in the areas you have warned about. Como and Senatobia, we're talking about you.
Yeah, so a lot of power outages with this as it is producing at the very least, very high winds, but possibly, again, a tornado here in portions of northeastern Panola County. This is southeast of Senatobia. Senatobia, you're all clear. I think this is to your south and east now. I think we're talking about sections there near Como. So if you're anywhere between Como, Oxford, and Abbeville, you need to be in your safe place. You need to take a helmet if you have one, a bike helmet, anything to protect your head and go to your safe place. Get in an interior room, a bathroom, in the bathtub, away from windows, on the lowest floor, and go ahead and stay there until we give you the all clear, because this is a possible tornado on the ground right now. And again, this is an area where these storms, I've been noticing that they've been rotating somewhat over the past few hours as they developed in parts of eastern Arkansas and northwest Mississippi. But this one really cranking up because of the fuel with the afternoon heating, and I think that that's what's causing this. And you can see there is some signs of shear. Let's look at the shear swath, and this is the storm that I started seeing rotation with all the way back in portions of southern Crittenden County, and it looks like that rotation, when you look at the rotation track, it is lining up with that area that is seeing the possible tornado right now, because that track just takes it right through. And again, the storm may have been rotating aloft but not reaching the ground, but now it seems that it could be reaching the ground in some of these areas. So again, stay in your tornado safe place until this storm is passed and until we give you the all clear. Again, tornado warning continues for portions of Panola County, southeastern Tate, and northwestern sections of Lafayette County. And again, this goes until 7:15. So we're talking, or 6:40, yeah, 7:15 on the tornado warning, 6:45 on the severe thunderstorm warning, but 7:15. So this goes for at least another 40 minutes on this particular cell. Let's go back and look at the rotation on this. And yeah, I'm still seeing signs of some rotation within this cell. You can see it right there. It's just to the east. Let's zoom in a little bit tighter, see what communities are being impacted here with this. I'm going to go over and zoom in. So there's Hayes Crossing. This is in the Sardis area. This is basically along Union Road. So there's some of the roads that are in the path of that possible rotation. If you look at the debris signature on it, it looks like it's just to the west of Hayes Crossing right now, and it looks like that it is about to cross over the south side of Sardis Lake. So this is again Hayes Crossing, and looks like it's going to be right over the John Harmon Road area, Union Road. If you're in any of those areas, stay in your safe place again until this tornado warning has expired. Again, it doesn't expire for another 30 minutes. Let me see if the National Weather Service is seeing anything else on this cell at the moment. I'm not seeing any updates on it, but a tornado or hail up to 2 inches in diameter is likely. Let's go look at the hail core on this real quick, and still a pretty decent hail core, although it doesn't look as bad as it did a few minutes ago. Let me go back in time. Yeah, there was a point there where this likely had, and let me query this likely had at least ping pong size hail or larger with it at one point. It looks like it has since weakened a little bit as far as the hail core is concerned. It still looks very substantial though in the reflectivity. So again, if you're with us here on Action News 5 right now, here's the reason we're on. We have a tornado warning for portions of North Mississippi, and that is now to the south of Memphis. In fact, this is about, let me show you how far south this is of Memphis, because a lot of you may be heading south. This is at about 36 miles south of Memphis right now. So as you travel along I-55, this cell heading into portions of northern Lafayette County. So I want you folks in Oxford and in northern Lafayette County. And again, I think you guys said, do we have that camera? Because if we do, I want to pop it up real quick. And I don't know if it's facing the right direction at this point. Yeah, you can still see the sun in the distance, but the sky is getting dark over Oxford. Here's my concern. Oxford, there's a lot of people out right now in the city of Oxford, and we want to make sure everybody stays safe. And so that's why we want to give you your first alert. Let's go back to the radar and show you the scene there. And again, that is the cell. Here's where the rotation is. This is now southeast of Como, east of Sardis. This is a possible tornado on the ground that's pushing just north of Highway 278. So this cell is going to pass over Highway 278 near Oxford as it continues southeast. Let's put a lapse on this so that you can see it a little bit better over the past 30 minutes. Let me go back down. And just to give you an idea, Highway 278 is right here. This is Highway 278. And let's go ahead and put a time lapse on this. And I'm going to take off the severe thunderstorm watch so that you can see this just a little bit better right now. For those of you down there, again, a possible tornado that is heading, looks like it's going, that part of the cell is going to go just to the west of Oxford right now because it's diving more south than southeast. So this is basically making a beeline. And this white line, again, that is Highway 278. So here's Batesville, here's Oxford, here's the rotation. That's the hail core right there. So there's the hail core, that purple area. So large hail moving through northwest parts, or northeast parts rather, of Panola County and northwestern sections of Lafayette County. So northeastern Panola County. Look, there's that, and it looks like there's this is a pretty good signature on reflectivity, or a pretty significant signature, I should say, of a possible rotation or a possible tornado with that appendage there. Now let me go back and let me take off the frame capture there real quick, and we'll just go down and take this lapse off. Let's put another track on this. On the part of the storm where I think it's the worst, let's look at there it is. That is likely a tornado on the ground. I just want to point this out real quick because this is a very clear signature. When you see this blue right here, when we talk about debris detection, this is detecting debris aloft. So maybe 20, 30,000 feet up, maybe higher. In fact, we're looking pretty high at this particular area. Let me see how high we're looking at this, because that's very concerning that it is showing up this high. In fact, we are looking at about 43,000 feet. And I'm going to circle this, and we're going to put a track just on this debris signature right here, because this is the area of most concern. If you are in this area, it's moving at about 20 miles per hour, and I need to zoom out just a little bit so that I can get a better handle on that. And let me clear that off. And this is moving at about 20 miles per hour, so let's just do this. Go like here, and then we're going to go down to here, And that, if I were to put a track on the actual tornado, that's not just tracking the storm, that's tracking the actual tornado. The debris is indicating there's a possible tornado, and this is the areas that could be impacted by this. So if you are in Wallace, Splinter, Dallas Jones Crossing, Springdale Campground, Palestine, or Water Valley, I want you to be in your tornado safe shelter now, your safe place. Go to the interior of your home. If you're in a mobile home and you're way south of this, it's better to leave and go to another sturdy building, a sturdy home. A mobile home is not safe to be in when you have a tornado on the ground, because it can actually carry the entire structure, and it's more dangerous to be in those than it is to be in another structure or to try to seek shelter in another structure. So you need to go to your safest place you can be right now. If you have a storm shelter, whether underground or above ground, go to that. If you don't, just go to an interior room in the center of the home and make sure that you take something like a bike helmet or something to put over you. Maybe you can take a small mattress, or you can take something that kind of pads you a little bit in that shelter, whether it's in the bathtub or interior bathroom, whatever. Just stay in that spot until we give you the all clear. Now, for folks to the north of this, let me tell you who is in the all clear now. If you're in Como, this storm is to your southeast. You're okay now. So all clear for Como at this moment. But as we look at this cell, still a very large hail core with this, very large hail core, and I'm still seeing signs of rotation. Our rotation detection still picking this up. Again, this is Sardis Lake, and what we're seeing here is everything is lining up. The rotation, the debris, all of that is lining up together. It's this area right here. So this is Sardis Lake, and I turned all of the data off except for the area of rotation. So this is what our technology can show us when there's a tornado possibly on the ground. It can show you exactly where that rotation is at in that possible tornado, and it looks like it's going to move right over the south side of Sardis Lake, eventually into the Wallace community. So if you're in this area, it looks like this is, because up here is the hail core, the large hail likely falling near Glenville right now, but on the southern end of this tornado-warned cell is where we're most concerned for that possible tornado again. And I'm watching the latest info from the National Weather Service, and let me see here. Okay, I'm getting our own Maggie McCallie is seeing, she saw hail at where she lives in Senatobia. So yeah, there is hail being reported with this. Looks like we're seeing public reporting trees down on Oakley Road in Tate County, Mississippi. So reports of trees down there. So there is likely damage with this, whether it's from straight line winds or a tornado, either one. Let's see, the velocity, I'm still seeing some signs of rotation there on the velocity. Still seeing that debris signature as well, so that's concerning. On the hill signature, right now we're looking at least quarter size hail, at least, and maybe ping pong size. So that's those both showing me that we have signs of possible large hail still with this storm. But again, the main rotation is just north of Bluff Springs, And let's put looks like the strongest part of the cell heading into Oxford right now. And again, and I'm gonna see while we've got that up, again, that's the one, I think that's the lone warning right now. There are no other warnings in our area technically. There are storms we're watching back towards Stuttgart, Arkansas, but this is the one warning we have right now. Again, a tornado warning that continues for portions of northeastern Panola. I think you're okay. I think you're all clear in southern sections, southeastern sections of Tate County, but it's really northeastern Panola, northwestern Lafayette County, and this is going to go just west. I think the core of this storm is going to move just west of Oxford. It's moving south-southeast right now at about 20 miles per hour. So south-southeast at about 20. And what I'm going to do is grab our Oxford camera real quick because I want to turn it around and see if I can get a better view of this cell. And if you guys could pull that Oxford camera up again for me. I'm going to go ahead and do this just live on the air right now. And so there it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure it's tilted up all the way so we can see the sky. And then we're just going to pan around a little bit and see. I think that's the cell right there. So this is the cell. We might not, there's some, the flag unfortunately is blocking the view a little bit. Let me pan around just a little bit more and make sure we're in the right spot, because there may be, yeah, and I think we are. I think that's it. So let's go back. That is the cell right there. So we're just going to keep it on that for a while. Let's go back to the radar. And this is going to be rain wrapped if it's out there. So it would be hard to see. It would be very hard to see just from the ground unless you're in a certain location, because it is a lot of heavy rain around this cell. But still showing, again, a large amount of hail within this cell, still showing a debris signature, although it looks a little more erratic with it right now. It doesn't look quite as concentrated as it was earlier. So that's something we'll keep an eye on as well. Let me go over here to this and see if it will let me, yeah, we're going to 3D this real quick. All right, so what we're looking at, I just wanted to show you, this is the hail core with this cell. We're looking at the hail core right now on this cell and how high it goes. And when you go out on this, you can see that this hail core is likely probably 30, 40,000 feet, probably 40,000 more or more. So this is a large hail core with this cell. Let me go back, and we're going to go back down. This is moving now southeast, south-southeast. Let's put another track, and then I'm going to go show you where this is. This is moving into western Lafayette County right now. And here are the latest areas that will be impacted, including, let's see here, including Burgess, 653, Woodlawn 653, again as early as 651 in Aliceville, 652 in Meadowview. It looks like University there, Ole Miss, near the Ole Miss campus at about 656. Central Academy 703, Ridgeland 705, Splinter at 705 as well. And again, I think this cell is going to be just west of Oxford as it moves south, the worst of it. But here is the hail core still hanging over northeastern portions of Panola County. Unfortunately, this is a very slow moving cell, and that is tough, because a lot of times these will move fast so you can get it out of there. But this one moving extremely slow, so that means it's dumping a lot of hail. It's dumping extremely copious amounts of heavy rain, and also that potential for a tornado that goes until 7:15. It's 6:49 right now, so we still have a good 25 minutes on this tornado warning. Now, they may let it expire early. This doesn't look as bad on the reflectivity as it did earlier. However, we don't want you to let your guard down just yet, because there still could be something there and something on the ground. So again, continue to take your tornado precautions. If you're in Senatobia or Como, all clear. This is out of your area. It's moved to the south and east of you. Sardis, you're very close to it still. It's just off to your east on the east side of Sardis. So Sardis, stay put until we give you the all clear there. But again, if you're in Como or Senatobia, all clear for you folks. Now, as we zoom out a little bit more, and I'm going to turn on the lightning data, let's see how much lightning we have with this cell, because these cells have been producing a tremendous amount of lightning here lately. And again, 146 lightning strikes with this, 146. So just really incredible amounts of lightning with this cell. And again, the worst of it, I'll just draw it out. That may give you a better idea. So we're looking at this area right here that will be impacted. In between these two white lines are the areas that are going to be impacted. So this is going to be just to the west of Oxford. And again, intense lightning. Looks like we have a confirmation from William Frog that he did not see a tornado. And it looks like we're continuing, they're staying with the tornado warning just in case. So right now, this is still radar indicated, still radar indicated, because we have not gotten any confirmation from anyone that it was on the ground. Certainly there is some indications on the radar that there's a possible tornado, but no indication yet, at least confirmation. Let's see, up to golf ball size hail reported on Highway 1 between Highway 242 and Barton. Tree down in Whitley, Arkansas, in St. Francis County. So we're getting some reports of trees down with this. So at the very least, there's some straight line winds. But again, watching this, I'm still seeing, and again, we're pretty far from the radar on this as well. And that's something we have to remember. We're pretty far from the radar. So this is likely upper level rotation that you're seeing with this. But again, something that we want to keep you aware of is that though we are about 30 or 40,000 feet high on the radar, there is still at least indications of rotation with this cell. And it looks like the rotation part of it, the rotating part of this thunderstorm, is actually going to move just outside of the actual warning box. This is the warning box. So again, if you're north of, I'd say north of a line from Como over to the Tate County line there, you are good to go. You're all clear. But again, this area right here is the area we're watching closely for that potential tornado, and it's really going to go outside of the tornado warning box here soon. So I don't know if they're going to extend this tornado warning or not. However, again, large hail, definitely a big issue with this. Hail and high wind, certainly an impact. And look at the amount of lightning, 146 lightning strikes. And that is, again, an indication of the strength of this cell as it continues to push south and southeast. And really, this is the lone cell out there right now. We're with you on Action News 5 because of this tornado warning. Other severe storms possible to move into portions of Phillips County. So first alert to you folks over here in Phillips County, because these are some large hail producers that may move into this area and maybe into parts of Coahoma County as well here pretty soon. But the one storm on the radar that's really causing some issues right now is this potential large hail producer and possible tornado producer. Again, we've gotten no confirmation from that, but we've certainly seen the sheer path on this indicating a lot of rotation. We've seen the potential rotation on the velocity as well. So we're going to continue to hang with you until this tornado warning is allowed to expire. Let me see what the National Weather Service is going with here, and it looks like they're going to give us an update here shortly. But again, the tornado warning for 2-inch hail and a possible tornado continues for Lafayette and Panola counties. I think Tate County, you can pretty much rest your mind now, because I think this one is pretty much to your south at this point. But I don't see anything that's indicating the tornado getting, if there is a tornado, close to Oxford. However, I think that the Weather Service, because of what we're seeing here on radar, that's a very concerning image. We want to make sure if you're between Batesville and Taylor, Mississippi, just kind of sit tight, because there may be a tornado warning issued for you. But certainly large hail and high winds going to be a big issue with this. This is 278 right here. This is Highway 278. So this stretches from Batesville to Oxford, and that's the area we're kind of focused in on right now for this possible tornado. Again, a tornado warning that continues in this area. We have 142 lightning strikes, so very intense. And it looks like the National Weather Service is now going to go with a severe thunderstorm warning for this and allow that tornado warning to possibly expire early, because I don't think they're going to allow that to go for another 20 minutes since the storm is moving out of that warning box. So let's see what the latest is from the National Weather Service. And they are going severe thunderstorm warning for Lafayette, northeastern Yalobusha, Calhoun County, Pontotoc, and Panola until 7:45. Golf ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. They are saying on this one, it looks like just a hail and damaging wind threat. So thunderstorm damage threat considerable, but no tornado threat. So they may allow this tornado warning to expire here soon. And if they do, we'll let you go back to programming. But I wanted to keep you guys up to date. Again, there were signs earlier of a possible tornado, but it looks like even though there is some rotation on the radar, there is no sign so far, thankfully, that anything has been reported on the ground. So that is good news. So that's something we'll keep you posted on. But again, we're watching this area for possible rotation and keeping you guys up to date on any new information as we get it in. But right now it looks like, and they have not canceled the tornado warning yet, so we're going to stay with you until they officially cancel that warning. But again, if you're in Oxford, this is going just to the west of you. If you're in Oxford, Mississippi right now, and let me swing that camera around one more time here, and I'm just going to go back to that. And let's go ahead and swing that to the west a little bit. Yeah, so again, this is all staying just to the west of Oxford, but Oxford, you may have some pea-sized hail with this storm as it pushes through here in the next little bit. But again, that's the dark sky in the distance. That's the possible tornadic thunderstorm. Let's go back to the radar real quick and show you the view there. Again, some rain already falling in portions of Oxford and Lafayette County as well. But again, the cell that we're watching the closest right now is just off to your west, so just to your west at this time. So let's go back to first alert Doppler radar. There it is. And again, tornado warning. They should allow to expire here shortly. They've extended a severe thunderstorm warning. And again, the worst of this cell is actually pushing just to the west of Oxford along 278. There's where the rotation may be. Here is where the large hail is now inside that tornado warning. But again, severe thunderstorm with possible large hail, up to golf ball size hail possible with this storm. And that's still damaging. That can do some serious damage to you. So keep that in mind as you are traveling over the next, say, 30 to 45 minutes. You definitely want to stay inside. Even if this is not producing any type of tornado, you want to stay indoors until this storm passes, because it is certainly producing some very intense thunderstorm winds and large hail. And let's see, what'd you say? You have another camera along 278? Okay, let's go ahead and check out one of those MDOT cameras along 278 real quick as we wait for word from the National Weather Service on, and that is the scene right now on 278 as folks are traveling through that storm right now. And again, no signs of any tornado on the ground, but certainly there is going to be the potential for large hail with that storm. I think the tornado threat has really moved out of the tornado warning box, so I'm just waiting for them to finally let that one go. But the large hail threat certainly continues, especially around Burgess and Splinter, and then back along 278. I mean, there could be golf ball or larger size hail with this area here just to the west of Oxford. So if you're in Taylor, Dallas Jones Crossing, any of those areas, certainly stay inside until this warning passes. Now, let me go back here to the radar. And again, most of the activity, there's severe thunderstorm watch that continues from Oxford to Clarksdale back into central Arkansas. This goes until 11 o'clock tonight, so 11 p.m. More storms rolling into portions Phillips County right now. So if you're in Phillips County, first alert to maybe some hailstorms moving through central Phillips here in the next little bit, especially between Elaine and Helena. So between Elaine and Helena, Arkansas, and then maybe first alert Clarksdale, because all of this is actually moving your way as well. So I'm watching kind of a couple of areas right now of potential hail with these storms, but this area is heading southeast, and then this area here near Oxford is going to dive into central Mississippi very shortly. And let's see if the National Weather Service has issued anything else on this. I'm not seeing anything yet. Looks like they're still continuing with the tornado warning. And again, if there is anything in that area, I think it's going to be just to the south. Let's go ahead and circle that area real quick. Again, there's some signs of rotation in this area here, just to the south of 278 now. That is the area that looks like there's still some spin in the atmosphere, but I'm not It's technically not in the tornado warning at this time. However, you should probably just go ahead and take your tornado precautions just in case. If you're in the Mount Olivet area, Splinter area, Taylor area, you should be just taking, going to the center of your home until this storm passes. But again, large hail, a great threat with this, and certainly the signature on radar, at least some radar indicated rotation aloft. Again, we're looking at about, we're looking at 50,000 feet up. So that's very, very high up in the storm. And so really hard to tell if that would be actually reaching the ground on that. But they did extend that severe thunderstorm warning for that area. And again, we're all wondering if we're going to, they're going to drop that tornado warning, because it is officially out of that area right now. And so far, the National Weather Service has not dropped the tornado warning. But however, I do want to say, this is the area that we'll continue to watch. And we're going to stay with you just because anytime there's a tornado warning within the Action News 5 viewing area, we will stay with you on the air. And we want to make sure everyone stays safe. Again, Memphis, Shelby County, all good. West Tennessee, all good. Northeast Arkansas, all clear. None of those areas are under any type of warning right now. It's only this one cell along Highway 278. This is stretching from Batesville to Oxford. And again, this area, large hail and high wind is the main threat, but there is a tornado warning that technically goes until 7:15. This technically goes until 7:15. However, I expect they'll allow that to expire here any minute. Let's take a look at one of the MDOT cameras along Highway 278. And again, this is East Jackson Avenue, and you can see traffic seems to be flowing okay. We have some heavy rain in the area, but again, no signs of any severe weather in that particular part of North Mississippi right now. So we'll go back to the radar, and again, still waiting on word of this tornado warning. But the tornado area that was warned earlier, and let me go ahead and just give you guys, if you're in Hayes Crossing, any of those areas that were in that tornado warning, you're pretty much all clear. Wallace, Hayes Crossing, Como, all clear. So you're good to go. It's to your south now. The area that we're watching the closest right now is in the severe thunderstorm area right here, where there could be very large hail and possibly damaging wind. There is some rotation, but no signs that it is reaching the ground at this time. So again, but there is rotation there, certainly rotating. The red is winds going away from the radar. The green is winds going toward the radar. So when you're looking at this, and we're looking at this at about 57,000 feet. Let me switch over to the radar in GWX. And we're still looking at an even higher height there, so it's not really much closer. This is kind of in between radars, so it's an area where it's harder to see what's actually happening at the ground, but you can tell at the very least there's definitely some large hail with this. So that's why we want, and there's still some signs of rotation showing up on our rotation detection system, so that's why we're sticking with you right now. But again, tornado warning technically continues for another 10 minutes. And let's see, latest report from the public reports multiple trees down and near and west of Como in Panola County. Looks like it may have been straight line winds. So whether it was straight line winds or a tornado, we have trees down, and that is a concern because that causes power outages. Obviously, those can fall on homes.
Yep, 1,138 customers.
How many was that?
1,138 Entergy Mississippi customers in Como without power right now.
Okay,
1,138, and that is the largest outage in any county right now.
And that and Como is a very small town, so that's probably a very big portion of their population that is without power right now. So that's a significant sign that there has been some trees down and some power lines down in Como, in the city of Como right now. And again, okay, tornado warning is expired. They expired the tornado warning for portions of Panola County. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to keep an eye on this cell and watch it as it moves south of Oxford. But again, large hail damaging wind, the main threat. There's some cells back to the west in portions of eastern Arkansas. We'll watch those closely for you in Coahoma County and portions of Phillips County. In the meantime, we did have some damage reports from this, some large hail, some power lines down. We'll get more information on that. We'll have more info on Action News 5 at 10. I'll be watching the weather throughout the evening, and I'll keep you advised. In the meantime, we'll head back to regular programming.
Good job, Essie.
Dude, Weather Service killing me. Killing me.